Welcome everyone. Today we are here with Elusive from Sinister5. How are you doing, man?
I'm really good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. So for people who may not be aware of your story, how and when did you get introduced to Counter-Strike?
Jeez. Okay, I started playing Counter-Strike when I was about 12 years old. My brother actually played 1.5 back then, Counter-Strike 1.5. So he introduced me to the game. I started playing when 1.6 came out or a bit after that. He didn't allow me to really play online. He kind of made a server for me. I'd have to shoot bots and, up to the point where I could run around and shoot. Then he was like, okay, cool. Introduced me to online CS at about the age of 15. I think he wanted me to grow up a bit before I got exposed to, interacting with people online and stuff, mature a bit in that sense as well. So yeah, pretty much jammed till about 17, and then I started playing competitively from then on up until now, and I'm already 27. So it's been about 15 years.
So you've been involved in the scene for a very long time. How does it feel to see so many tournaments back to back this year, to see the community grow and the players grow to where we are now?
Yeah, so I mean, over the years, there's been a lot of ups and downs with, events being hosted, and then some years events not really panning out, or, the prize money, or financially things just don't really work out for event organizers or whatever the case is. So for it to get to a point now where consistently we've got, 2, 3, 4 different, event organizers hosting the events every year, and it's being run successfully. It really does wonders for the scene. That's exactly what we need. We need that type of stability for the players to consistently have that platform to compete in. So, that's literally the foundation for esports in the country.
After you came back from the States, then joining the Sinister5 roster, did you feel that you had to adapt more both as an individual and as a team, as opposed to previous roster changes that you've experienced within South Africa?
Firstly, when I came back, I was coaching Goliath for a while, and then I actually ended up subbing, for one tournament because they were going through some roster changes and stuff. At that point, I wasn't really that interested in CS as much as I am now. I think I was pretty burnt out from, my experience in North America. But I took a little bit of a break, and then when I started this gig with Sinister5, nothing really changed for me from a CS side. I think obviously I just stepped into the captain and the IGL role. It's something that I've done in the past, but not while we were in North America. But everything else pretty much stayed the same. It's nice having cool individuals around me, and things have been chilled and just having fun jamming CS. So yeah, nothing really changed from that perspective. I think it was just a lot more calm, the environment, or a lot more relaxed, if I can put it that way, because we're not really taking it that seriously, not compared to like the local teams, but especially not compared to how things were in the States.
Going into any sort of finals weekend, and especially for the Umzansi finals weekend, from a mental perspective, what would you say is crucial for any team?
I think the most important thing going into any game is pretty much treat it like a scrim, like you don't care, play, stay cool, calm and collected, keep the vibe good with your team, make sure that everyone's happy, everyone's comfortable. If you can see that people are being indecisive, take that pause, have a nice chat with the guys, make sure that everyone's calm, make sure everyone's on the same page. And then, just jam the game you love. Ultimately, that's when you play the best CS, if everyone's just relaxed and, enjoying themselves.
How do you feel your team's chances are going up against the likes of 80K, who at the beginning of Umzansi, you were the first and last team in the league to take a win off of them?
Yeah, I think we caught them by surprise when we played against them, when we took that win on train. We were very much just, everything was clicking exactly like I said in the previous question. Now, everyone was cool, calm, collected. No one really went in with an expectation of winning. So we just kind of, we had nothing to lose. We just played for fun, and shots were hitting on the day. Things were clicking, and all of a sudden we walked away with the win. I think since then they've done a lot of work. I don't think they'll necessarily get caught off guard the way they did with us. I think they've really expanded their fallback plan, if you will, because it was they didn't really have much back then. It was aggression, and if that didn't work, throw some more aggression at it.
Unfortunately, we won't be having a LAN final this year, naturally. So we often bring up the electric atmosphere of LANs. What would you say is the main thing of a LAN final that you just can't wait to see and experience again?
It's, you have that atmosphere generally, in the last couple of years, it's been you sitting on a stage, in a booth or whatever, or you've got your noise cancelling headphones on, and you can see the crowd in front of you, and that all kind of adds, to the excitement of the game. I think players can experience it in one of two ways. Either it motivates them a lot and they get excited by it, and they want to prove themselves, and other people feel that it places a bit more pressure on them. So I think it depends individual to individual. The thing that I actually enjoyed the most was back in the old days when you go to Rage or something and you're just sitting downstairs in the dome, like hundreds of desks, hundreds of PCs, and people are grabbing chairs and sitting behind you. It's more of an immersive experience.
Good luck to your team this weekend. Have fun at the vacation. Hope you relax and get ready for the next season that's coming up. But thank you so much for your time, and all the best once again.